Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day out there. Let's make it a great one, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Love is unconditional. And love, there are no conditions. You love for no reason with no justification. You are free to be who you are, and you allow others to be what they are. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 4, the NASDAQ was flat, S&Ps were down 2, gold contract off $3.20, trading at $1,721 an ounce. Silver down 17 cents at $33.54 an ounce. Platinum down 21 bucks at $1,630 an ounce. Copper off a penny and a half at $3.82 a pound. Light sweet crude up 24 cents, trading at $101.16 a barrel. Bonds up 28 ticks at $143.08. King dollar up 52 ticks, trading out at 79.57. That did have wide price spread, accelerated volume, breaking the smaller downtrend that it had been in, folks. King dollar is on this way up to 82 right now. Euro down 67 ticks, trading at 131.19, and the yen up 94, trading out at 78.51. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, what do you have? Bottom line, we're still at these highs. You did 742 million versus the 800 of yesterday, versus if we take a look at, let's see, what's the ninth? We get into the ninth. Bottom line, you get anemic volume. The ninth, you had 759. You should be banging out, of course, the 1.2, 1.3 billion. Dow Industrial, same setup in the Dow. What you have with the Dow, flat market out here today. You're still at the highs, 12,878, and you have no juice pushing into them. We're at the same levels that we were going back to the January 26th level. We go to the NASDAQ Composite. What you have with the Composite is this. This year's NASDAQ Composite at the highs also. We are at 29.31. The high out there was 29.30.68, edged over it. Volume-wise, 1.8 billion. You're at a high with no volume, bottom line, and a closing high. So that's saying, you know what, that little baby can go higher. And it is all about, no doubt, and that the NBA is absolutely going to stand for no longer the National Basketball League. It's going to be all about Apple, no doubt about it. Apple up another 6.8 cents, $6.86 today, and of course that puts monster juice inside not only the NASDAQ but the S&P 500. Gold contract. Let's go over in gold. We take a look at gold. What we have out here with gold is this. Now, check this out, folks. The contract itself really didn't operate in a downdraft way at all. You had the high in gold today was 1729, the low was 1713, and we closed out at 1722, which is nothing, okay? You only had 138,000 contracts traded, which isn't bad. Now, what it didn't do is this. It didn't test the lows of last Friday, which is 1706.40. Now, that low wants to get tested. But now I want you to see the divergence, and this big divergence, and this is what it is, folks, okay? If we go to the XAU, that baby came down hard. Now, it came down 2.89. You're at 191. That 191 actually broke the small uptrend it was in, and that's saying that, you know, what game here? What the game now is 179 in the XAU. And that, the XAU, that was the last swing point from the 29th of December. If we go over to the Gold Bugs Index, you're going to see the same setup inside the Gold Bugs Index. The Gold Bugs Index right now is trading at 514, and what is game here is 477. So, dollar index. Let's go over to the dollar. Okay, so what did the dollar do out here? Dollar today did 32,000 contracts. You had a price spread from 79.01 was the low, 79.76 is the high. What the dollar did, you know, yesterday and the day prior, We got back inside the larger range. Today what it did, it broke the downtrend that had been in place since the last high in the dollar of January 13th. That high was 82.04. This came in here nice today. Dollar wants to move up to the 80.80 mark, and we'll see what type of conviction we get on this move. With that being said, now let's go right back over to the SPY, because there's no doubt, if you were in front of a machine out here today, what you had is this. All day long, market treads down, 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 filling the gap that was left over from the gap higher on the 10th. And then what does the market do? The last 30 minutes of the market, the S&P, this goes from 134.25 and gets up to the 135.22 and has some juice behind the move, by the way. When you look at a 10-minute deal, you are hitting the gap there with 4.2 million, and the last 10 minutes of the trade, we did 12 million per 10-minute bar. Bottom line, this market at highs, staying at highs, and they get distribution going and distribution going in spades. The euro, we go look at the euro. This is what happened with the euro, folks. We take a look at the euro. Euro came lower today, 1.3120. That is in the lower part, okay? Meaning that euro is going to go after 130.26. I suspect you're going to go after the 1.289. Some of the high volume stocks we had out here, even though there wasn't high volume, these were the highest volume inside the market. We had Bank of America was down 27 cents. Yahoo was off 76. These shippers. Look at these shippers, man. Oh, man. Let's go pull up EGLE, Eagle. Look at that. Amazing. When these come off the bottom, these are really coming off the bottom. Okay, so that was up 40 cents today. Monster volume. You're 225. This was an ABC up anyway. Let me just see. The B point on this was 156. The A was 88. 65 cents. Okay, which get it to $2. So 1-to-1 was $2, but this is going to go right to the higher swing point. We look at DRYS, DRYS, and what you are going to have, folks, is an absolute field day. These aren't going to be smaller trades. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be all over these and a pullback too. DRYS has gone in 6 days from 218 up to 374. Now let me bring this back just a bit. 03. Nice acceleration, man. It has it all. It has what these shippers have, folks, is this. They have the 4 qualities that the market does on a continual basis. And what that is this. If we go all the way back to the 2005, I'm going to bring it back further just so you can see how this shakes out. So if I take dry ships, you take it back to 2005, what you had, from $17 to 22, 2005 to 2007, that was accumulation on low volume. You had markup on high volume, you had distribution on low volume, you had markdown on vicious volume, and then it starts all over again. And what we've had here is that this has had, so we're in February of 2011, yeah, this has had 2 full years of making a base. And you can see the contraction on volume was absolutely dramatic. You're talking about a monthly basis. You're talking about contracting to 93 million versus 473 million. That's what it's all about. It's pretty amazing. Now, the way you want to wrap your head around this is, number one, somewhere, somehow, out of nowhere, what you'll end up seeing is this. You get a fast acceleration up. The acceleration up on DRYS right now says, okay, short term, and short term would be like, let's say, 3 to 4 months. That baby wants to run to 621, which is still another double. Shorter term, you have 373, it's at 374 today. Then you can picture a pullback somewhere into the 243 area. You get pulled back 243 area, you have lighter volume, you want to be absolutely all over it. Let's go take a look at DSX for one of the tigers in the den. This is Diana Shipping. This is also a bulk carrier of ore, grain, other dry cargoes. The low's $6.59. The high is $12.70. Okay, so they're all acting the same way. And it all has to do with, and what we will wrap our head around here, folks, is the shipping rates. Yeah, this is the same setup. They're going to basically be all the same setup. They're going to be the same setup, folks, because of the fact that the shipping rate itself is what dictates how these babies move. You know, it's a huge commodity. There's no two ways about it. It's a commodity that basically crashed. You know, now basically, more than likely, you're going to see the shipping rates come up little by little. After the close out here, we had Zynga come out with numbers. Zynga closed at $14.35. It's trading at $14 right now. And let's see what Zynga has to say. What gets interesting here is that Zynga happens to be 11% of the Facebook's revenue, which is pretty amazing. So the estimate earnings per share was 3 cents. They made 5 cents, so that's over it. They see year bookings. This is pretty amazing. This is amazing, no doubt. They see the year bookings at $1.35 billion to $1.45 billion. Now, this is selling virtual goods, folks. You gotta love it. You just think about the different businesses that are getting developed now that even I don't know how long Zynga was around, but 10 years ago for sure, who would ever think you could sell something virtually on the net to have a game? But you know, it makes sense. Well, when you're pushing 1.5 billion, 1.3 billion, no doubt that does it. We go over to the financials. Let's go take a look at the financials. What you have with the financials today? XLF was down 14 cents. And you did have some volume. Steve and I were looking at this morning. There was no volume whatsoever. But the XLF actually came into the small swing point from Friday, 79 million versus 69 million, 64 million rather. That's saying that you're starting to get some push down to the downside. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. We had the Dow finish up 4. NASDAQ was flat. S&Ps were down a couple bucks. We're going to be right back.